Mag. She's, in my opinion, the best starter Warframe. While she is a little hard to play for some, I'd say she gives the best late to in-game performance out of the three starter Warframes. Obviously, Volt is the king of Eidolon hunts, but who really does those anymore, am I right? Anywho, you probably already know what she does, so I'll just run through her abilities real quick. Pull is honestly just mid. The way it pulls enemies towards you is low-key trash, and it's just really clunky. It has weird LOS checks, and it's more so in a cone rather than the enemies directly in front of you. This ability most of the time just gets subsumed off anyway, so who cares. Ability Magnetize will summon a bubble around the enemy that you cast it on. It'll pull enemies towards it, and all damage that goes to it, whether it be from you or enemies, will go into the center and make it do damage over time. This is really good simply due to the fact that the more damage you do, the more damage the enemies take in the center. And also, once duration runs down, or if you're using Magnetized Discharge and you recast Magnetize on that same enemy, making it explode, it'll do a decent amount of damage. And with some other parts of her kit, we can make this do even more simply just by pressing a few buttons. Her third ability, Polarize, is going to emit an energy pulse. This will shred enemy shield and armor. While it does sound good on paper, you need 225 power strength. While this isn't really hard to mod for, you don't really want that much power strength on Mag, simply due to the fact that she doesn't really require much. And also, the next ability we're going to talk about is, in my opinion, the best armor stripping in the game. It'll also give you back pretty much all of your shields on cast, and it'll also create these shards that you can pick up that'll orbit around you and will do slash procs when they hit enemies. This also coincides with Magnetize, which can pick up these polarized shards. Her fourth ability, Crush, on paper is honestly not that good. It does magnetic damage, which we don't really care about. We do care about though is the shield per hit. Per enemy hit in the radius, it will give you back shield. This is very easy to just cap your shield, but the real use case of this is whenever your shield breaks, you can just cast your 4 and you will pretty much shield gate. It is really easy to do. Literally just have more than 4 enemies somewhere around you in this radius, and you'll get your full shield back. But where this ability really shines is with its augment, Fracturing Crush. Not only does it give you 50% cast speed for free, but it will strip enemy armor by 75%, which scales with power strength. It also makes them unable to move for 7 seconds, which we don't really care about that much, but it's just an extra layer of crowd control. The armor stripping though is really good, simply due to the fact that you only need around 145 power strength to get a full strip. This is really good and means that you don't really need to mod mag for that much power strength. Simply due that Magnetize can just make any gun do infinite damage. Once we strip the enemy's armor, literally anything will be able to kill them, turning Magnetize into a literal blender. With that being said, let me show you what Helminth abilities I use on her, simply due to the fact that Mag is one of the Warframes where you can literally just slap nearly any Helminth on her and get success. So with the Helminth abilities, obviously the three big main ones for weapon platforming builds being Eclipse, Nourish, and Roar are going to be the ones that you'll mainly see. I recommend Nourish simply due to the fact that Mag is a caster frame, kinda sorta, simply due to the fact that spamming her 3 and her 4 and her 2 can get a little strenuous on your energy economy. Eclipse if you're using any high damage crit weapon, and Roar if you want to use status weapons. Obviously, there's the OG Breach Surge Magnetized tech. While this is a little old, it still does work, even though I don't really use it that much now. It still is really good at doing damage, but I just feel like since it's a little outdated and we've gotten newer and better Helminth abilities, that it's not really the greatest option now compared to some of the other ones. And with that, that's pretty much the ones that I would recommend. All the other ones are just niche use scenarios. For example, something like Omamori can work simply due to the fact that it's gonna just give you 9 immortality. Since Mag is already a shield frame, whenever you get hit, you'll have a chance to get shields back, which is really good. And then literally anything else here you can probably use. The only abilities I would recommend you don't use is Larva and Ensnare. This is simply due to the fact that Mag already has Magnetize, which is honestly just better than the both of these. But besides that, literally anything you see here, once again, you can literally just spin a wheel and choose any Helminth and it'll most likely work. And then obviously, probably don't want to use Pillage, simply due to the fact that Pillage is just a worse version of Mag's fourth ability. And with that being said, let's go on to the weapons you should probably be using with Mag. And what a surprise. When it comes to the weapons you can use with Mag, you can literally use anything. You can honestly blindfold yourself, go to your orbiter, and just scroll up and down and click on a random weapon and it'll work. This works for primaries, this works for secondaries, hell, it even works for melees, even though she's not really a melee frame. Only thing I would recommend though is to literally just have damage on the weapon. It does not matter. I'll recommend some standout weapons for you, and starting off with Dakota Bassis. What a shocker. This is probably one of the better weapons to use with Mag, simply due to the fact that it's a shotgun, and Mag does work really good with shotguns like these. It is basically just an infested version of the Tinted Archoplasmor, and if you're a Mag player, you already know about the Tinted Archoplasmor. High base damage, big projectile weapons are really good with her, and that is going to go for things like the Tsar, the Brahma, and even the Ogress. Some weapons that I would recommend though that are kind of different from the ones you're used to using are the Kuva Sobek, the Trumna, and even beam weapons like the Ignis, Torrid, and even the Phantasma. For secondaries, this pretty much also is the exact same thing. Anything here will most likely work. My favorite secondary to use with her though is the Coat of Pox. Simply due to the amount of status effect damage it can do, even though I have a low progenitor bonus, this thing will still do insane amount of damage. But besides that, like I said, literally anything you see on your screen, and the same applies for melees. Obviously, another standout pick for melees would be anything like the Falcor, Serrata, or the Glaive. So with that being said, let me go ahead and show you the builds for Mag. Going ahead and get this out of the way. I'm using 5 Tauforge Archon shards, 3 ability strength ones to circumvent the need of modding for power strength, and then 2 casting speed ones. Simply due to the fact that Mag's fourth ability is a little slow, even with the extra 50% that we get from Fracture and Crush. And here's the build. Pretty much most of this is going to be interchangeable, but the main thing that I will say that you will need, obviously, Prime Sure-Footed, Prime Continuity, and Fracture and Crush. Everything else is kind of up to you and how you are building. I will say though, this slot right here can literally be anything you want it to be. You can have it be Rolling Guard, you can have it be Adaptation, Prime Redirection, literally anything. It's on Rolling Guard on this build, but on other builds it's something else, because that's just how flexible she is. When it comes to Arcane, Arcane Aegis is going to be the best in slot, since she's pretty much always going to have her shields up. Having a chance to literally just become immortal for 12 seconds is going to be really good. You don't need to use Arcane Barrier, I just have it on because I was testing something, but whatever you want in the terms of buffing a weapon or power strength or some utility, you can use. This is what the build looks like for Breach Surge. This is what the build looks like for Eclipse. Modded for more power strength simply due to the fact that I'm using Eclipse. Same goes for Breach Surge, modded for more power strength. And same for Roar. She's really simple when it comes to building, both modding and Archon Shard wise. Since you only need 145 power strength, I would recommend going the Tau Forge Shard route, simply due to the fact that you can mod and give her more utility and something like more range or duration or whatever. Like I said, you can pretty much use any Helminth ability and pretty much any weapons. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you are going to go the route that I did though with Equilibrium, obviously you're going to want a companion with anything like this, mainly just since deconstruct so you can make those health and energy orbs. And yeah, with that, that's Mag. I'm more so making this video not to be a in-depth guide like other ones, but more so just to get people to use Mag. And also really quick, I do want to list a really cool synergy that a friend of mine and myself found. Basically, if you're using a Sanuka Kubro or pretty much anything that has Contagious Bond on, and if they proc the gas effect, it can actually stack the damage for mag bubbles. We don't know if this is a bug or if it's unintended. I don't know. But I'll show you right now what it's actually capable of doing. Yeah, that was that. With that being said, guys, leave a like and comment if you enjoyed the video, and I'll show you a few clips of me just using weapons that I like, and also more damage cap showcases with that weird Kubro bug that may or may not be a bug. I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.
We gon' spray it down like some lights out. Let my blinky and compliment my style. If you holding my breath, need it right now, like right now, like. He keep talking down, we gon' drop his ass right now, like right now, like. If he got a problem, I'ma hit him with tight shit. Big sticks, I don't do fighting. If he want the static, give on lightning. Pussy boy, you can stop all that typing. All that bullshit from the middle, Glock twerk. Spin the blood, something like clockwork. Oh my god, bitch, I'ma talk first. Everything that they say, it is not worth. Oh my god, look when you a monster. Bullets hit the ass, like a doctor. Oh my god.